In a small coastal town named Stormhaven, there stood an old house perched atop a cliff overlooking the ocean. It was known as the Well House, named for an ancient deep stone well in its backyard. The house had been abandoned for decades, but locals swore no one dared approach it due to stories of those who vanished after exploring it. According to legend, the well was no ordinary one. It was said to be a portal, a gateway to the other side. Those who dared look into its depths claimed to hear voices, see distorted faces in the black waters, and sometimes feel something calling to them from below. Lucia, a young journalist, arrived in the town to investigate the stories surrounding the house. She hoped to write an article that would make her career. The townsfolk were hesitant to speak, but an old fisherman finally shared what he knew. Every 10 years, the well demanded a sacrifice. If it wasn't offered willingly, it would take someone from the town, always a child. Intrigued and skeptical, Lucia decided to visit the house at dusk. Armed with a recorder, flashlight, and camera, she ventured into the decrepit building. The walls were cracked and broken windows let in the salty sea breeze. In the backyard, she found the infamous well, surrounded by overgrown weeds and covered with an old wooden lid. When she removed the lid, a putrid stench wafted out. Lucia shone her flashlight into the well, but the beam barely penetrated the black water below. She turned on her recorder and began asking questions aloud, hoping to capture any unusual sounds. For several minutes there was only silence. Then, without warning, her recorder turned off by itself. A cold wind blew from the well, and a voice, soft and almost a whisper, spoke her name. Lucia. She stepped back, tripping on a loose stone and nearly falling. Curiosity outweighed her. Fear? She lowered a camera on a rope into the well to record its depths. When she retrieved it and reviewed the footage, what she saw left her breathless. The water writhed, as if alive, with something massive moving beneath the surface. Faces briefly emerged, eyes empty and mouths open in silent screams. At the end of the video, the camera captured a long, gray hand reaching up as if to grab it, before the device fell back into the water. Lucia decided to flee, but the path back to the house seemed endless. She heard footsteps behind her, but when she turned, no one was there. Upon reaching the town, she tried to recount her experience, but the fisherman stopped her. It will call you again. It always does, and next time you won't resist. That night, Lucia's body was found floating in the sea, her eyes wide open and her face frozen in eternal terror. The well had claimed its sacrifice.